I was doing like Ronald Reagan impressions, at 13, so well, God bless you. Kiss FM, it was 1991, and Rick had a late night TV show, Into the Night, stay up, into the night. And stay up into the night for dinner for four at Tony Roma's. So I decided to call him on the air. I was doing the first President George Bush, and it was right before the first Gulf War. It was 1991. And George Bush Sr. had sent, here was a news story, had sent a letter to Saddam Hussein, and they returned it saying that the letter contained language not befitting a statesman. So that was the idea. That was the news story. So I called from Staten Island. I was, I think, a senior in high school. And I called Rick at 520-102.7 right here at Kiss FM. And the phone operator answers the phone, and I said, does Rick have a guy who does George Bush on the show? I said, I do it. And he said, you do? Let me hear it. And I said, well, we got Saddam Hussein out here. You got going on, it's bad. I don't want, He said, okay, hold on. Put me on hold. And it's Kiss FM, and he comes live to me on the air. And that is Madonna 708 right now at Kiss. And it's going to be 81 degrees. And we have the president on the line. So I'm nervous. My heart's beating. And I just said, Rick, you've got Bush on the line. Did that. He laughed. And then he said, now what about this letter? I mean, the letter was returned 9 after 7 right now, 86 degrees. I don't quite know what's going on. And he says, well, we got the letter here. You can decide for yourself if the letter has language not befitting a statesman. Well, let's listen to that letter at 7:10 right now, 10 after 7. And coming up, Commander Chuck checks traffic. All right, you want to read the letter for us? So I say, Dear Saddam, we appreciate the diplomacy. We've tried to make it right. The time for talking is over. You towel-headed sheep-banging camel jockeys out there. Whoa, it is 7-11 at Kiss. And Rick comes to the phone now off the air. And he says, who is this? And I said, my name is Brian Whitman. I'm on Staten Island. I love your TV show. Oh, you stay up into the night, don't you? And I said, yes. And he said, and this is all true, he said, Brian, I'm going to give you $100 for doing that. And I said, wow, thank you so much. And he said to me, and every time you call and do that, I'll give you $100. And that year he sent me $26,000. Well, I wish Al Rantel was here. Really, I love Al Rantel. Well, look, this is unbelievable. What's going on here? No, this, that, the other one, running around. I love Al because liberals never do anything bad. Sitting down, they're always running around. Well, look, these liberals up in Sacramento running around and raising taxes. Oh, no, look at this one running around with the transgendered bathrooms. Oh, and you got that one, running around with Monica Lewinsky, running around. Dan Quayle was in the hospital and he was recovering from some sort of blood clot, something minor. So we called up the hospital and I called as Bill Clinton. And the people would say, oh, really, President Clinton's on the line? I say, yeah, if you just hold on. Hey, how you doing? Just if we could just take a minute. Just take a minute. I won't. Okay, hold on, sir. And they put me on hold. Be on hold for a few more minutes and someone would pick up, say, President Clinton, I just want to wish the former vice president well. I just want to take a moment just to get on the line with him and just put me on hold. And then a woman picks up the phone who is Marilyn Quayle, Dan Quayle's wife. And she says, honestly, I don't know if this is a Secret Service thing. Somebody here on this panel probably knows better than I do. She said, is this signal? She said that, is this signal? And I said what any guy on the air would say. Yes. And I said, would you hold for the president? She said, 1 minute. She hands the phone to Dan Quayle. And he says hello. Hi, Dan. How you doing? I just want to call and make sure you're feeling well. Maybe we have to get a few games on the golf course together. And he starts talking about his blood clot and how it started in his pelvis. And he's going on. And I'm going, right. Well, that must be painful. I understand. And it's like 4 minutes. And Dan Quayle, all true, says, all right, well, I'll never forget this call. And I'm thinking, well, I never will either. And I said, Vice President Quayle, this is not, this is, Brian Whitman, and he said, oh, who? Right, yes, that's exactly right. That's what Dennis says when he comes into work every morning. Dennis, Brian, who? That is great, 7:13 right now.